Hello, Bob Huber, vintage Lambo. Let's talk about pre-oiling. And let's say you have a rebuilt motor. Let's say you worked on the oil pump, which is in here. It's not in the pan, it's up here. Let's say you just change your oil filter. I mean, if you want to, if you have already set this up and you already have it, my gosh, every time you do this, just go ahead and run this. Now, this can be used on several of the engines, but in this case, it's a 350. So I have the adapter that I made right here, this one right here, for just the pre-oiling. Then I have this piece right here that I can run my oil system without the cooler and run it on the test stand. So these pieces can be used on other Lamborghini engines, so it's not a big deal once you've gone through all the trouble of making this to do this on your engine. Let's say you put it away for 6 months and then you go ahead and you change the oil and filter, and now you want to go ahead and just do a pre-oil to make sure that you have the oil filter full of oil and everything else nice and lubricated. You know, there's several times that maybe this would be a good idea to do on your expensive engine. Okay, so essentially I have a little tank down here that I put in like 4 quarts of oil, and we're gonna pressurize this tank. Once you've made all the adapters, then obviously this is nothing much. The important thing is that you want to get lubricant in here. Now I'm going to do this in like a 2-step process, where I am going to now load it so I know that my filter and the oil pump and most of the bearings perhaps are done, but then I'm going to do it once more tomorrow. And at that point, I'm going to also slowly turn the engine over 360, because that's the only way you can do it, slowly by hand. And then I will run it again. So I'm all about as much pre-oiling as you can bear. So let's go ahead. We're going to just pump this with some, make sure we're on the off position there. It's a little laborious, but they're only allowing 75 pounds max, and I am not going to go 75 pounds. But I'm going to go like 60 pounds. Now this will blow if I went overboard anyway, but you know, so it's just about there. So okay. So essentially this is really, you know, not much to watch, but we're just going to try and let it go ahead. Don't expect gangbusters on oil pressure here. You can just see that it's fluctuating a little bit as it's going through and getting air out. So I'm just letting it have some fun. All right, so we put in about 4 quarts right now, and so I'm just going to let it go for right now. That's good enough at the moment. I am going to then put in another 4 quarts after I just let that all sink in. Take this out. So you just take the pressure out, then you can unscrew this, you can put more oil in. Okay, well anyway, that's the start of things.